Hey guys, this is Vlog. Sorry for the long intermission, but today we're pretty much going to go over how you can put together your own AK-M4. In today's case, the MAKR 4, which is going to be the revised short version of my MAKR 9. The main difference is that it's going to have a 4-inch outer barrel instead of a 4-inch rail instead of a 9-inch rail. On top of that, the FPS of the MAKR 9 sits somewhere at about 360. I'm going to try to have this one at 6. I meant to say 300. So I'm going to put like an M90 spring in there, maybe even smaller than that, depending on how the compression is in this gun. So essentially, it's just going to be a gun that's going to last forever, since I'm putting a 300 FPS spring in a gun that's built to last, 400 FPS. And essentially, it's going to be my ultimate town gun for battle hack. Since it's only going to be 300, I'm not going to fret going up 10, 5, 2 feet from someone and semi-autoing them with this. Okay, the number one thing you can always do when dealing with guns, airsoft or real, is be safe. So in the event of an airsoft gun, of course, we're going to make sure our magazine is out, and we're going to make sure our battery is out. Make sure you have safely discharged the gun in semi-auto at least 2 shots after BBs have expelled from the barrel. And you should be good to go. As you see, I just unplugged the battery. So main disassembly for 99.999% of these AKs is 4 body screws located in front of where the mag would go. So go ahead and get either your hand drill or whatever you have. I'm just using a hand one to make this a quicker process. Okay, so if this 4 body screws giving you trouble, just get a small plier needle nose pliers. That's what I just used, and I probably just butchered saying the word pliers. Okay, so now you're going to have to take off this whole bolt cover assembly. I find it easiest, just get a small screwdriver, push forward the guide rod, flip it down, pull off the bolt tab, this piece right here, and you're going to get your screwdriver. Take off that one screw on the left side, opposite side from where the bolt handle is. Very small screw to take out, not big at all. You're just going to pull that bolt back and it should just come right off for you. One thing you do not want to lose that is actually kind of ready available is the spring right here. Depending on if you just get like a standard cyma gun or if you get like a UK Arm imported one, the spring might be glued in, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. But it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be those springs you find in the pins that click in, retractable pins. So you don't have to worry too much about that. And then after that, this whole assembly should just be able to come out. You might have to just wiggle these wires around. There we go. And that's the spring I'm talking about. As you see, it's staying in for me. So I'm not going to mess with it. Okay. So this is what we're still using for the gun. We're going to move that out to the side, and with the actual front end of the gun, what we're going to need is to hop up the barrel, and if you want to take that vertical grip off, you can. It's nothing essential there for that. You just need the hop up and the inner barrel. Also, tip of the day, I've probably said this in a video in the past, use magnetic tip screwdrivers. Help out a lot with these really small Chinese screws. So just take out your whole barrel assembly. I'm actually going to see how this Madwool barrel works, because I ended up buying it, never used it. So I'm trying to find a way to use it. And also, keep tabs of these screws. I would tell you to put a slight bit of Loctite on them and keep them in there, because if you want to use that front end in the future, you got to have those screws. So here is our new front end. That's what we're going to be using for the MAKR 4. And just showing it to you real quick, essentially this is like $130 of stuff. That seems like a ridiculous price, but when you break down the price, it's still ridiculous. It sounds stupid, but here we go. $60 AK to M4 front end adapter, $40 rail, $20 barrel, $15 flash hider. So that's actually like $35, $75. That's like $105. Okay, so not as bad as I thought. It was more for the bigger one that I used to make the MAKR 9. Of course, because it's more materials. So there's only one real modification you got to do for this gun to get this to fit, and I'm going to try to illustrate this or show this to you the best as I can. For the back end of the gun, you got these 2 ridges right here that kind of make it to where the front end of the original front end doesn't wobble at all. Well, these two lips, as you see, interfere when you try to put it on. So essentially, that's the problem I ran into with my first gun. It's not going to go no matter what because you don't have those same lip indentations right here. So we're just going to set the front end to the side, and you're going to have to find some way to cut those off. The way I do it is with a Dremel. Very straightforward. I just got a chainsaw sharpening bit up there. It's what I essentially use my Dremel for all the time because they're like indestructible bits. And essentially, you're not going to see me do. Okay guys, so as I thought, my Dremel was going to die on me, so I had to use the hacksaw, and those are my results. As you see, you don't have those ridges there anymore. It's not pretty, but when you put the front end on the gun, you're not going to see them there, so it doesn't really matter. So just as a test fit, that's what it looks like. Pretty cool. So, just to see how it all fits together, put in your stock inner barrel and hop up. And if it's just like the older models, yeah, these screws, the original screws that secure your hop up to the front end will not work. They're just, the threaded pitch is too small and they just fall right in. So you'll just have to find some spare screws. I got luckily, and some old gearbox screws work fine for me. So I'm going to go get those right now and put those in. Okay guys, so fortunately and unfortunately the screw does fit, but I only had one. Lucky me, right? But it's just enough to hold it in there. And just to check the fit again. Okay, so as you see, it fits right on, and the screw holes still line up good. So I'm going to go ahead and try on the new barrel to see how it fits.